I guess the main thing, Commissioner, you may mention this. Great day yesterday, the Law Enforcement Appreciation Day on the Capitol. Appreciate Senator Albers continuing that tradition that Senator Harper started 4 years ago. But hopefully everybody in this room understands the importance of the folks across the street understanding the difficult job you guys do on a daily basis. It's very rewarding to me as Commissioner of a law enforcement agency, and I'm sure for Commissioner Nell, the Sheriff here, and others, for them to really dote over you guys and the hard work y'all do every day. And I guess I'd just like to share that same appreciation. It's really you guys that make all of us look good, and we appreciate that. That you guys are putting yourselves in the line of danger and every day doing the job to keep the public safe. So thank you, and that was a big day for us. Having said that, I'll pause and see if there's any other remarks from the board before we move into a approval of the proposed agenda.
I just want to underscore your comments, Mr. Chairman. I too am thankful, and so are my colleagues for the work that you do. It's good to see you here today. It makes me feel proud. Thank you so much for everything that you do to make us look good, to make this agency look good. We appreciate it. It does not go unappreciated. So know that from us.
Thank you.
What do we got? Is this a current class or is this graduate class? Or is this
No, we have our.
It's just people that just don't want to get out of the
Well, anyway.
I don't know who's sitting behind.
Yeah, you're in good hands there, Sheriff. And we're going to make introductions, but these are our immediate response teams. I think a couple board members ago, we did a highlight on the response to Irma and the hurricane. That's just one of the many things they do. And then over here is our fugitive squad. And these are ones that we have attached also to the DEA, to the Marshal Service, and a host of others. So we're going to give them some special recognition today. But you're in good hands.
Good.
In good hands.
Don't turn your back though.
Well, that's fine.
All right. Well, having said that, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting.
So
Have the motion. Do I have a second? Have a second by the sheriff. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign. Have that.
Particular order with my remarks or comments. Today we've got a pretty heavy agenda, and I do like the idea of going quarterly. I think that helps us and it helps staff. And again, I want to thank the board for that. But first, Scott Maurer, as you know, now sits on post council. And I told him, I said, Scott, when you sit on post, just do me a favor. Don't do better than I did. And he has. And I thank Chairman Yeager and you, Commissioner Dozier, for being on post previously. But Scott was named as Chairman of Probable Cause yesterday. And that is truly a hard working committee. A lot of reading, but if you have those unfortunate times that officers kind of make mistakes and impact their career, it's going to go before probable cause. They do a wonderful job, and of course, with Sheriff Yeager being chairman of the post, I think you know without a doubt you got the right person in there as chair. So,
always think so.
I could add to it, Scott. That's having served on that with the sheriff. That's a tough committee. So thank you for stepping up. I'll throw my deputy under the bus. When someone else's deputy won't step up, it's good to see someone else.
Yeah, I told him yesterday I felt like he was setting me up. But
and all seriousness, thank you for taking on that task.
He told us about just all the things you had. I mean, he threw out a list of things you had to make him do, so he just didn't.
Well, I'll see if I can get him to do
started crying.
where's he at?
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Scott. Well, when you think about our core business of supervising offenders in the community, I'm really proud of our public affairs department, and here's why. They have been asked by the Public Relations Society of America to come and present on their ambassador program that you all had a overview of. So it's going to be in Kansas City, and we wanted to give a shout out to them. I think that just shows that regardless of where you are in the agency, it's about improvement and leaning forward, and they are doing that. We are very, very proud of them. Pro Board will be sponsoring Victim Visitors Day, April 11th, and I believe 12th also, Chris, 2 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it is going to be in DeKalb County. That's going to be a pretty big undertaking, but DCS always is there to provide support in that role. And we appreciate the Pro Board spearheading that, and also joining with Department of Corrections and reaching out to victims. We understand they are a very big stakeholder in our business. You're going to be seeing some special recognitions, as I mentioned, for IRT and fugitives coming up here in just a moment. There's another special recognition that in a moment I'll call on Sandra Thomas, our Director of Executive Operations, to make. But also one thing I've started doing, I joke and say y'all need to follow me on Twitter, and I'll throw you a twit out there, and I'll face snap you, chap you, slap you, whatever all that stuff is. But been doing just some did you know nuggets, and it really is impressive when you just once a week glean a fact from DCS that may not be advertised as well, or folks may not understand, and just a few of those. Last year alone, our officers received over 1 million hours in training, and we averaged 3 times what the state requirement is. And that's an attribute to our training unit, but also to our officers and our support staff who want to continually advance themselves. We talked about, Mike Kraft will talk about it just this week. We had 73 participants graduate from 2-day reporting centers. And those are 73 individuals that their lives were shattered and in shambles, and they completed that program, and now not only for their good, but also everyone they touch, to include perhaps their mother and father, their spouses, and even their own children. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. That's what we're in the business of. And they continue to make a huge difference. But continue to look for the little did you know nuggets. I'm excited about seeing all the work that's being done, whether it's the over 1,000 partners we have in the community and stakeholders, over 200 faith and character based congregations throughout the state there to help us, because we know we can't do it by ourselves, and it takes us all working with each other, and we are appreciative of all of our partnerships, and I always remain grateful for the board and what you do for this agency.
3%, 5% reduction? Is it noticeably more than that?
Well, it's still, that's a very good question. We've seen an impact on roughly, and I'm going to rely on Scott and Burt if I get this wrong, but about 20,000 cases that had been moved to an administrative status, and a few other thousand that have been terminated. They have a bid date, behavior incentive date. That's going to make a difference, but we can't start calculating that until about 2.5 years from now to see what the impact is on that. But it is making a very big difference, and of course with the big push, the numbers are big. They'll start leveling off, but they will continue to make a difference. Absolutely. Right.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. It really is. Anything else? All right, Sandra, if you'll come forward and make your special presentation.
I would like to take the time out to give some special recognition to one of our training officers. He goes by, his name is Robert Ketterman, but he's Clay Ketterman to us. He's in our training division. So every firearms instructor holds certain skills never have to be used outside of the gun range. Luckily, for one of our students, Mr. Ketterman brought crisis management and emergency response experience to a fair. On February 12, 2018, a student was shot while drawing his firearm. This resulted in a series of wounds to the student's leg. Officer Ketterman immediately began to render first aid while simultaneously phoning in the medics. While waiting on medical personnel to arrive, Officer Kettleman managed to stop the bleeding by applying a tourniquet. This kept the victim from potentially bleeding to death, and it allowed him to remain conscious, alert, and awake. Thanks to Officer Kettleman's quick thinking, the injured student was taken through a series of breathing exercises and distraction techniques while emergency trauma aid was rendered to the severe wounds. In those long 10 minutes it took professional medical personnel to arrive, Officer Kettleman stabilized the gunshot victim, kept him alert and responsive, and provided assurance that all would be well. In the aftermath of the shooting, both the victim and the medical personnel have credited Officer Kettleman with actions that resulted in potentially saving a life on that day. So Clay, thank you so much for your dedication, your passion for the job that you do day in and day out. And I would like to present this token, this leadership coin as a token of our appreciation. So thank you very much.
So today is my honor to recognize our special guest, the Fusion Squad, the Intelligence Unit, the Immediate Response Team, the Sex Offender Unit. This group here is the elite of DCS. That are trained, more well equipped, and they do a lot of dangerous duties day in and day out. In addition, mind you, to their other day-to-day operations. So felt it important to bring you here to pat you on the back and tell you thank you very much for what you do. I'm going to give you a few numbers that are very impressive. Again, this is in addition to their day-to-day operations. The Fugitive Task Force, which is made up of DEA, U.S. Marshals, FBI, they served 189 DCS Most Wanted warrants in 2017. That's impressive. They were forwarded 190, and they served 189 of those. Very impressive. 3 out-of-state extraditions, 2 being DCS offenders, which saved the agency about $4,000. 1 being a parole extradition, saving parole $3,500. You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Of the Intel unit, 208, there are 303 weapons located by DCS officers last year. 218 of those were loaded, and 46 of those were assault rifles. Kind of tells you the caliber of people that we supervise and the danger that our officers are in. 378 requests for intel was completed by the intelligence unit. Over 200 FBI index hits, which resulted in a lot of detainers being placed that were otherwise missed. The IRT team were involved in 64 operations last year alone. That's a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of danger. 14 compliance-based operations, 33 warrant service operations, 11 responses to emergencies, public safety, or high-risk incidents, 23 special details, getting visitors day, security at a hospital, so forth and so on, and 3 high-profile transports due to the aggression and threats of the offenders. IRT team in total completed 96 out-of-state extraditions, which calculated to about 54,000 miles. The sex offender unit reviewed 1,304 cases, 17,000 intake cases from GDC, 18 site visits, and 17 training classes conducted. Again, this is all in addition to their day-to-day operations and duties. Also, it's my honor and privilege to let you know that we have recently joined the Joint Terrorism Task Force ran by the FBI. That will allow us to collaborate with GDC, with GBI, to focus and target inmates that are radicalized while in prison and when they are placed under supervision. One moment. Also, this weekend we've been asked to send 30 officers to St. Patrick's Day in Savannah because the Vice President will be there for security detail. And as Commissioner mentioned a moment ago, we have actually developed an internal peer mentoring group with 11 trained staff. Kudos to James Birdman and Johnny Natt, our HR director.
Last year in May, we had our first annual reentry summit where we served about 500 individuals throughout the state and from the community. But this year, we're slated to be in Gwinnett County on June 19th, and we have a capacity to serve 750. So we're excited about that second annual conference. We're hoping to, of course, have the governor to join us if his schedule allows. We would like to also do a panel discussion again with the commissioners and the board director from Partnership Parole to serve on that panel discussion that we felt was very helpful last year. It gave a lot of information, and hopefully this year we'll be able to do the same thing. We also would like to extend an invite for a representative from the other state agencies to partner with us on our planning committee. And I'll be sending something out to you all momentarily to solicit that assistance. As it relates to the grant updates, we are in our final no-cost extension year. We should be having our evaluation completed by September and hopefully getting a written report by December. But we submitted our last GAN to BJA to move those last funds around to be able to finalize projects that we have pending. But more importantly, we have our desk review and audit on next week, on Thursday, for BJA. We're looking forward to that. We had some lessons learned from our JRI grant desk review last year. So we, of course, we used some of those lessons learned as well as an outline that was given to us by BGA. We conducted a mock review on Monday with GDC budget office with us to kind of take a look at what we had to make sure we have all our supporting documentation in place. So we have about 30 binders put together that we will, of course, be prepared to be able to provide any information that's asked of us from BGA. Just to spotlight a few things in the community from DeKalb County and Bibb County. Our community coordinator, Sharon Ahmed, has partnered with the initiative Putting Your Healthcare First, and they've titled it back, giving the access to healthcare for DeKalb County. And each fourth Thursday of each month, they come to the DCS office to provide healthcare services. We kick-started that last month, the 22nd of February, and we served 26 individuals. So we're looking forward to that growing each month. We've also partnered with, the Diabetes Association of Atlanta, as well as the Recovery Consultants of Atlanta. So they're doing diabetes trainings while they're there, as well as helping with any medical appointments for those that have recently been released, as well as those that are within a year of being released. So we're excited about that partnership. Also in DeKalb County, we have a career mobile unit where we partner with DeKalb WorkSource, and they're providing pre-employment, soft skills, and job placement assistance to those that we serve. That kicked off last month as well, and we served 33 individuals with soft skills, job placement skills, and one-on-one job coaching, and that will continue each month. Lastly, in DeKalb, there's a partnership with the Ben Massel Dental Clinic. So we're also looking to provide dental services for those that have been recently released. They've already provided us 250 hygiene kits that include toothbrushes, floss, and toothpaste, but they're also doing dental education there at the office, and we're looking to be able to broaden that to possible free dental care as well. In Bibb County, Making Future is a partnership with Central Georgia Tech, where we partner with them on opportunity to learn soft skills as well and maintain employment and job readiness. They also provided us with dual enrollment for some of those that we serve while working on their GED to also be able to participate in this program. And we were able to serve 63 individuals out of the Macon DCS office in this partnership, and we're looking for that to grow as well. Those are just a few highlights that we have going on in reentry services. Are there any questions for me?
Any questions? I guess just a comment. I think the hard work by you guys and some of our staff is really paying off. I continue to have questions across the street. I refer to Commissioner Nell on who the community coordinator is for different areas. So I think the efforts are being seen, and folks are interested in who can they reach out to provide services, but also find services. So thank you for what you do.
We're moving forward with that. Happy to see that. As Commissioner mentioned earlier, this week we have two major day reporting center graduations. The first one in Macon had 45 graduates it's a sizable number when you're dealing with the population with addicts and addicted that we have and that we serve. In addition to that, we had 28 graduates in Gainesville, and I'm going to specifically talk about the program in Gainesville. Superior Court Judge Schrader of Gwinnett County actually attended the Gainesville graduation. Of course, he just had a day reporting center open up in Gwinnett County. But she actually came to see a church member who was graduating from the DRC that she was unaware was in the program. And she met this individual, they started talking at a book signing, and he started telling her about the program, and she wanted to come see it on site. So she and coordinating Chief Trip Howard were there, and spoke about the program, which was great to see. So she was really, really impressed with it. In addition to that, Lindsay Sizemore of the Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network was a keynote speaker, and she talked about her struggle with addiction and how she's gone through the program. I think even better were the 3 individuals that were participants that were just graduating from the program. Each of them had a different story of addiction. Each of them had a different place where they were in their life. Each of them had a different journey. But all of them had come to a positive area where they had put their lives back together, they were functional, they had reestablished relationships with family members, and they were clean and sober, key. And it's always a positive when you see those programs, and as we deal with so many negatives, to see those positives and see people graduate. So it truly was a great night. Now, in the note of the day reporting centers, on February 22nd, the South Carolina Probation, Parole, and Pardon Services came to Augusta, and they came to meet with our Augusta Day Reporting Center, our statewide Day Reporting Center manager, and the Community Counseling Services Unit to learn all they can about our program and what we're doing. Some positive feedback afterwards. And then most recently, he'd worked with Alabama in the past, and they just got back with us and wanted to learn more about our counseling, talk about their Day Reporting Center program that they've stood up, and comparing notes, and really are using Georgia as an example of how to run a program and what to do with it. So it's always positive to hear from those other states when they come visit us and then get back in contact with us to learn more. And then finally, in December, Commissioner Nail and several of us met with the Community Service Board down in Statesboro, Georgia, June DiPolito. And as part of that conversation, an initiative went forward to bring in the community service boards and make that networking contact with our sentencing specialists. And those who really are working with the court system and need to know what those local mental health assets are when it comes to the community service boards. Working with the statewide executive director for the Association of Community Service Boards, Robin Garrett, we actually coordinated a training, and next week on Tuesday at the Public Safety Training Center, we're bringing in our sentencing specialists. We're also bringing in several of the community service boards in the state of Georgia to network them together, to have a lunch and learn, and to build some of those relationships. This is the first time with DCS we have done that, but the realization is we don't do this job alone. We have our community service boards that also assist us. So anything we can do to make it better for the clientele that we serve is always a positive. So we're going to take advantage of that next week. And that is my report. If there's any questions?
Unit. We've been working on a number of projects. We have reviewed 693 service agreements so far this year. We are working on the remaining 86 service agreements that will be approved by April 1st. Along with the approval of the agreements, we've simultaneously been completing the 2018 registration for the providers and for all of the staff. Our annual training is in full swing with 4 sessions already completed and 8 sessions scheduled already throughout the state. And this is to ensure that all the staff receive their required annual training for DCS board rule requirements. And so far we have provided 32 hours of training. That's just to date. We've also started our 2018 audits, and we have 25 audits currently in process, and we have conducted 10 site visits so far.